Good afternoon. Welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. We're here for a transportation case. Before we get started, we're going to take roll. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioners Thomas, C. Williams, Vice Chair Belzer, J. Williams, and joining us virtually, we have Commissioners Powers, Caston, and Irvin. Attorney Besley, if you would, prepare the docket.
Good afternoon, commissioners, parties, and counselors. The South Carolina Public Service Commission will today hear docket number 2021-188T, which is the application of Christ Movers, LLC, for a Class E household goods certificate of public convenience and necessity. This hearing was duly noticed for today, Wednesday, September 15, 2021, at 2:00 p.m. The parties and witnesses are present virtually. Chairman Williams, the docket is in order.
Thank you very much, Attorney Besley. Let's take appearances from the parties. Who is here representing the applicant, Christ Movers, LLC?
I'm Claire Goodwin with Epstein Law, the applicant's counsel.
Hello, Attorney Goodwin. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. Could you introduce your clients, please?
Yes. I have with me Mobutu Desi and Tanya Desaline, and they are the owners and operators of Christ Movers, LLC.
Outstanding. Office of Regulatory Staff.
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chair Belser, and members of the Commission, good afternoon. My name is Nicole Hare, and I'm representing the Office of Regulatory Staff in this matter.
All right, Attorney Hare, pleasure to have you here with us today. Are there any issues we need to address before we start the hearing? All right.
Mr. Chairman.
Hearing none, applicant, if you would, please call your first witness.
Yes, I'd like to call Mobutu Desi Desaline.
All right, Miss Desaline or Mr. Desaline?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm great.
If you would, raise your right hand to be sworn in by the court reporter.
Good afternoon. Do you solemnly affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, Attorney Goodwin.
Could you please state your name and your address?
My name is Mobutu Desi Desaline. Address 746 Long Branch Drive, Charleston, South Carolina 29414 zip code.
Mr. Desaline, you, in consultation with all of the staff involved, have prepared testimony and have written it out, have you not?
That's correct.
Would you please read that testimony at this time?
Please work with me. This is testimony which we prepared based on this advice for the Office of Regulators staff, the visitors, the inspector. I will read this entire testimony. My name is Mobutu Desi Desaline, and I am owner and operator of Christ Movers, LLC, along with my wife, Tanya Desaline. Christ Movers is a young moving company managed by myself and my wife. I have many years of experience in the moving industry and wanted to start my own business. Our mission is to serve the family and relatives of the Low Country and throughout the state of South Carolina to the highest level possible for a positive, memorable experience. We're seeking a Class E household good certificate of public convenience and necessity with statewide authority. To the matter of our business and business plan portion, our moving business is intended to address the need of the citizens of South Carolina. We will build our reputation on our exceptional service, attention to details, and involvement in the community. Additionally, we will continue to expand our company through local advertisement, our website, and referrals from past clients, real estate agents, families, and friends. We are looking forward to becoming a prominent mover throughout the state. Start with focused on business, on commercial moves and junk removal. We have worked with the Charleston County school system to move furniture and equipment, and some well-known bookstores, box stores, providing delivery assistance. Now, we are seeking the Class E certification to become compliant in the residential marketplace. We hope to continue to expand our customer base through high quality service, and in the future hope to expand to larger residential moves across the state. Price Movers currently has 3 trucks to utilize for residential moves. As our business grows, we hope to purchase more vehicles. Currently, we have a team of 3 people, including myself. We'll look to expand our staff throughout 2022. Many of our business decisions come from my experience in the industry, and some of the issues I have witnessed between moving companies and clients. We will strive to make our clients happy and provide them with the impeccable service. One item of note is that we ask that our clients unpack their televisions and plug them into the wall to make sure they are working properly immediately after the move is completed. We have this request outlined in our terms and speak to clients about this request ahead of time. To the matter of experience and business standing, Price Movers is a relatively new company. However, I have been involved in the moving business for nearly 25 years. I have worked for moving companies in New York, Atlanta, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina, as well as worked for Big Lots making deliveries. Myself and our team are responsible, respectful, with strong morals and ethics learned through upholding our religion, teachings. our office manager, and my wife Tanya handles the scheduling, invoicing, and other administrative administrative work. She has experience in this form. She has experience in this from her previous jobs managing a supply store. She has the patience and organ or organization skill to help our clients through the often stressful moving process. She also has experience as a school bus driver and dump truck driver. We will build a strong reputation by providing outstanding customer service and the dependability. Currently, there is one outstanding citation against Christ Movers for violation of Section 58230040. Upon starting our company, we browsed the internet for information on how to start a moving company in South Carolina. There was information on how to set up a limited liability company, but we did not find additional information on the Class C certification for household goods. We set up our LLC, purchased insurance, received a business license, hired an accountant to pay our taxes, and believed we have done everything correctly to set up our new company. When we received the citation, we were surprised there was a certificate issued by the state. We simply were not aware of the status and regulations around moving household goods. Immediately after receiving the citation, we contacted our current counsel to help us come unto compliance with this state. Moreover, we will commit to educate new moving companies or young entrepreneurs looking to expand into this industry and this process and how to become compliant with the state of South Carolina. We have acquainted ourselves with the rules and regulations govern the Class E certification for moving household goods since we received the citation. We will abide by the regulations governing employees, insurance, bill of lading, tariff, leasing, and any and all other related to operations and compliances. Christ Movers does not hold any other certifications or licenses for moving services. We have not conducted any prescribed actions and have no complaints filed with any organizations against us to the best of my knowledge. to the matter of probability publications, Christ Movers published, notified in all applicant papers and modest mediums. I'm sorry. To this matter of publications, Christ Movers published notification in all applicable papers and my meetings. We have available certified copies of documents of the same. To the matter of insurance, Christ Movers have insurance for our company and vehicles. Our premiums for insurance have been provided based on a $750,000 policy, and our cargo insurance is the amount of $50,000. Financial statement. There have been no charges to the financial statement submitted during our application process. Christ Movers currently have 3 trucks and substantial moving equipment and hope to grow our fleet. To the matter of the rate schedule, Christ Movers set its rate schedule based on prevailing rates in South Carolina and surrounding markets. In the attempt to provide our customer transparency and pricing, we have rated for professional movers and rates for our trucks. The combination of vehicles we provide the clients the entire invoice price. The price of the professional movers is based on the number of team members required and the length of time. The price for the truck is a base price for the first 30 miles, and the client will then be charged by the mile at the same rate. Additionally, we do charge for heavy items. Our research showed that people prefer transparency in moving costs, and this is our attempt to do so. We will only use the rate provided to the commission during the application process for our moving service. Our schedule of tariff clearly lays out transportation costs, the rate for straight time for men with a vehicle, additional labor hours, minimum charge, heavy items, charge, and discounted rates. Christ Movers has no surcharge for stairs. I recognize that we can only provide estimates based off the tariff provided to the commissioner, and we are not at liberty to provide fixed quotes. To the matter of employees, our company currently does not have any employees. As we expand, we hope to add staff next year according to needs. Christ Movers will benefit from referrals through our network built in working in the moving industry for many years. Tanya Desaline, my wife, will schedule the moves and come communicate with customers. We in we I mean in the instance we receive multiple quotes in the same day. We will look to individuals we have worked with in the past who are familiar with our company and may personally made personal expectations. This individuals will be provided with training on moving furniture and household as well as training on interacting with customers prior to working with Christ Movers. I take great pride in my company, and it is of the utmost importance for our clients to see us grow above and beyond. So that will be ingrained in our training. Additionally, we will ensure they are covered under our insurance policy or have their own. To the matter of territory, while we will primarily handle moves in the Low Country, we have asked for statewide authority. We made this request so in the instance someone requests our service moving to or from the Low Country to other parts of the state, we can provide them service. As I am sure we are aware of this, other areas of the state are expanding, like Aiken, Fort Mill, and Myrtle Beach. With the steady rise in real estate, transportation, transactions, there is currently a need for moving companies like Christ Movers to operate in all counties throughout South Carolina. The statewide authority will allow us to move nearly all clients that call to request our service. To the matter of equipment, Price Movers currently own 3 vehicles and equipment to perform moving services. We understand the vehicle must always be in good standing, working, clean, and reliable. Photos of our trucks and some of the equipment are provided as an exhibit. Finally, to the matter of the bill of lading. Price Movers intend to provide bill of lading for each move conducted by our company. We have a proposed example of our document. Our primary business model will be to use labor, hours, and vehicles for use for a bill of lading, as well as mileage, and keeping it simple. Therefore, the process should be very simple and straightforward for our clients and for our team during the training process. Moreover, we understand that records must be kept for 3 years and have a filing system to ensure such safe record keeping. We go above and beyond for our clients, and we believe our community commitment to them will help us earn their future business and referring to families and friends. This is an industry I know and enjoy working in, and hope to continue with Christ Movers for many years. Thank you for your cooperation. Consideration. It's good.
Mr. Chairman, we would like to introduce 3 sets of documents into evidence. The first is our proposed tariff. The second, the proposed bill of lading in terms. And finally, photos of the trucks owned by Christ Movers.
All right. Pre-filed direct exhibit A, 5 photos will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 1. The amended application will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 2. The proposed tariff will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 3. And the proposed bill of lading will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 4. What about your shipper witness affidavit?
We have a shipper witness affidavit that we would also like to enter into the record.
Okay. Affidavit of shipper witness Matthew Farrow will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 5.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
All right. Does that complete the presentation of your client's direct testimony?
Yes, that is the complete.
All right. Are there any questions from the Office of Regulatory Staff?
Mr. Chairman, there are no questions from the Office of Regulatory Staff.
Thank you, Attorney Hare. Fellow commissioners, questions for the witness?
Mr. Chairman.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Dessalon. Thank you for your testimony today.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Mr. Dessalon, when you were giving your testimony, I thought that I heard you say we do not charge for heavy items, and I would just like some clarification on that issue. Did you mean to say that we do charge for heavy items, or we do not? Okay.
We do.
You do. I saw those rates listed in your proposed tariff, and that's why I wanted that clarification. So
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's why we're here. I understand it's a bit nerve-wracking to have to testify, so you're doing fine.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the citation that you got, and you indicated that you did not know that you needed to have a license from the state before moving household goods. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And has that citation been to court yet?
No.
It has not. It's still pending?
Yes.
I need I'm sorry, I need the what? Okay.
Sorry. Yes, it's still pending. We're in the process of completing that. From what I believe, we're just waiting on the dates.
Okay. Now, in your application, I saw that you had listed that as a judgment, but you have not pled guilty or been found guilty yet. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So okay, that answers that question. Now, do you remember who was it that gave you the citation? Was it an inspector with the Office of Regulatory Staff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, you need to answer me and not just nod your head, because the court reporter is taking down everything, okay? And that's when you learned that you needed a license from the state to move household goods?
That's correct.
Okay. And you contacted your attorney and started the process?
That's correct.
Okay. Were you actually moving when you got the citation, or were you advertising?
They came to my home.
Okay. Had you completed a move, or were you advertising to move?
It was advertising from what I believe. It was advertising the reason why.
Okay. So they did not stop you in the truck actually moving goods. You had just advertised for that. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you understand that there are certain moves that you can make, like for the Charleston School District that you don't need a certificate, you don't need a license from the state to move certain things like for the school district. It's just household goods.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm aware I'm only allowed to move commercial, far as commercial, until I'm granted that certificate.
Okay, and that's right. You cannot move household goods until you get your actual certificate, and that's
Yes,
been
ma'am.
explained. Okay. Now, you have 3 vehicles listed in your application, and you have submitted pictures of one of those. Can you tell me which vehicle in that application, those pictures of the nice looking yellow big truck are? You have a Ford 2015 Econo listed with an empty weight of 4,782 pounds.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a van?
Yes, that's a box truck.
Okay.
The Econo, the 2015 is that's the 17-foot moving truck.
Okay, is that the yellow truck that we got the pictures of?
That's the picture.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then there's a Ford 2000 Cutawaw. I'm not, what
Yes,
kind?
it's a Ford 2000. That truck was being serviced, so that truck is not on the paperwork. I apologize. That's on my behalf. I did not send the pictures. I just got the truck out the shop.
That's okay. I'm just trying to find out what kind of truck it is. Is it a box truck?
It's just like the same one you just seen on the picture.
Okay.
I have 2 of the same trucks, just different year models.
Okay. And then there's a 2000 GMC. What kind of truck is that?
That's a 26-foot box truck. It's like an old Penske truck, the same size as a Penske truck. That if you go to the Penske rental place, you can get that truck.
Okay.
Commercial.
So
Yes, ma'am.
you've got 3 box trucks to use in moving. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. That's I'm just trying to see about what the equipment is. And all of it is in, you say you got 1 service, but they're all in good working order.
Correct.
Okay. Now, once you have, if you get this license, you understand that you have to put your name and your PSC ORS certification number. You have to what it's called placarding, but you have to mark it as being a truck for hire. You understand that?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
You've indicated in your testimony that currently you do not have any employees. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So where will you get the movers that you will use to help you in your business?
I've been in the industry for a long time, and I've networked with a lot of young men, and I just have to research and reach out and make phone calls, and I believe I could have a staff of 9 men in 4 days if I'm entitled this certification to get aboard and get started.
And you've described that you have been in the moving industry for 25 years, I believe it was.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you know that there are proper ways to pack and take care of somebody's property. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And
that's why one of the pet peeves on the statement is one of the things I do from prior experiences. Before we enter, as soon as we enter the home and do a walkthrough, we check all televisions and we wrap, secure it, put a box cover in the front of the TV and wrap it with the pad, shrink wrap, tape it, secure it, and put it in between the mattress and the box spring. But things happen sometimes. So what we do, or I try to do, is once we get to the household to unload, we plug the TV in before the job is completed to make sure the item's the same way we picked it up when we're dropping it off the same way.
okay, and that's why I'm asking about where you'll get employees is because either they will have experience or you will train them. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I train all employees.
I mean, you understand how important it is if somebody is entrusting their property to you to move, that they want it to arrive in the same condition it was picked up, right? Okay, we lost the feed. Okay. Do we have a phone number?
Or do you,
Okay.
Ms. Goodwin?
like an Iraq connection. All right. Vice Chair Belzer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's see, just a little bit more, Mr. Dessalon.
Yes, ma'am.
And I appreciate you putting up with my questions. Thank you very much. And this may need to be, I was asking you about the trucks. None of your trucks weigh over 26,000 pounds. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
I need for you and your attorney to look at the amended application that has been put into evidence. I think that this was correct in the first application, but if you would look at page 10 of 10. This is the safety certification.
Yes.
And the first, about the middle of the page, the response of not applicable for the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Rating is checked. And then the next checkbox indicates that the applicant is familiar with and will observe. Okay, general operational fitness guidelines. We're okay there. But I reckon my question is this. Your trucks are of such a size that you do not require a safety rating. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think that's all my questions, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your responses today and for your testimony. That's all I have.
All right. Any other questions for the witness?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner
Still
Powers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dessalon, I just have a few questions. You indicate that you will have a team working with you even if they don't become or in your first moves they're not employees. I'm concerned with the situation you can put yourself in unless you carry an adequate workers' compensation coverage. Are you willing to make workers' compensation insurance part of your application and part of the order of this commission?
Yes, sir. It was spoke to through the accountant and my lawyer, and we're just waiting for the proper command so we can start the process, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And I say that for your protection more than anything else. Now, my next question, I'm not asking any of these questions to embarrass you or anybody. Can you provide the commission with a 10-year driving record through your attorney?
A 10-year driving record on my end, I can't, but my partner can, Tanya Dessalon. She can provide that information for you. Yes, sir.
Why would you not be able to provide us with a 10-year driving record?
Personally, I was an employee for give and take 20 years working for moving companies. I did not drive. I was just a labor helper. And the last 4 years ago, I received my driver's license in South Carolina, and I can provide that information. But my wife been a registered driver and a CDL driver for the last 25 years in Charleston, South Carolina, sir.
Well, prior to 4 years ago, you had a license somewhere, did you not?
No.
Has your license been suspended in the past for driving under the influence or some other charge?
No. Not under the influence, no, sir.
Well, for what reason was it suspended?
Through, I believe, tickets, my license in New York City, sir. Not in South Carolina. My license was suspended when I moved to South Carolina, and it took me a couple of years to get the money to pay the suspensions off, sir.
Okay. Well, I think this would be reflected if your attorney could run your record in South Carolina and provide that to us, whatever record they have. And I
Yes,
would
sir.
request that, Mr. Chairman, as a late filed exhibit.
The applicant's South Carolina driving history and, well, I think that's all you asked for, right, Commissioner Powers, the driving history?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
A late file exhibit will be reserved for the applicant's driving history. That will be Exhibit 6.
Thank you. Mr. Desselin, another question that we always ask is that of a criminal record. Do you have any criminal record in your past?
I do have past priors, sir. Yes, sir.
Could you have your attorney provide that record to us through the National Crime Line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This violation that occurred, you said you had been advertising. Had you in fact made any moves for people before the violation was presented to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it just concerns me, you have 25 years experience, and I'm sure these trucks you worked on had the stickers on the side, and it just, how could you not know that some licensing was required?
I lack certain things as far as education. So yes, I'm very visual in seeing things, but far as the proper way of getting terms and conditions and licenses was guided through my wife Tanya and the information I proposed to her, far as the experience and the knowledge I received. We felt and believed we went all commands of figuring out of getting all the credentials that we needed. I was not aware about the Class E good and home goods certification. I was not aware of that. If I was aware of it, we would have went above and beyond to try to incorporate that, so I would not be here right now. But it was no information on the internet that we was able to grasp and receive. So in our mind, we thought we was clear and we did everything by the rules and by the book.
With the number of movers that you say you know or are acquainted with, did you ever think about maybe asking one of them what the requirements might be?
In the moving industry, from my experience, people that own moving companies do not want their workers to branch out and open up another moving company because it's a conflict of interest. So
I certainly understand that.
okay.
Definitely, they don't want the competition. Well, thank you very much for your answers. And it sounds like to me, Ms. Tanya's going to have to keep you in the straight and narrow.
She does, sir. She does. And I'm grateful for her.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Commissioner Powers, did you want the criminal record submitted as a late filed exhibit as well?
I do, Mr. Chairman, I do.
Okay, that will be Exhibit 6, and that will be filed under seal. I'm sorry, 7, Exhibit 7, and that will be filed under seal.
Thank you, sir.
All right, any other questions for the witness? Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Chairman Williams. Mr. and Mrs. Desselon, good to meet you.
Same here.
Appreciate your testimony this morning. You talked about there being 3 owners, and you may have said who it is, but I was curious who the third one is. Did I misunderstand? Is there a third owner?
No, I'm sorry. It was a misunderstanding. There's 2 owners,
Okay.
myself and my wife.
Great. Okay, good. I happened to notice in the Secretary of Interior's article, your incorporation papers, a different address there and than the addresses in the application, and just want to be sure that as you're communicating with your clients that you're using addresses and phone numbers that they can access you. Is that I understand things may have changed, but is that the case that the information in your current paperwork is all accurate in terms of being able to find you and call you and email you?
Yes, it's correct. Everything is on one line.
Great. Mrs. Desline, on page 10 of 10, you signed the paper regarding safety certification. And I'll be honest, this question is as much for me as for you. But you checked that, yes, you're familiar and will observe FMCSR General Operational Safety Fitness Guidelines. My question to you is, what are they generally?
Was that question directed to me? I'm sorry, I couldn't, or for Mr. Desaline?
Oh, I'm a very inclusive person and not a legal person, and I that question is directed to Mr. Desaline because he is the one who's sworn in.
Federal motor carrier safety regulations. And you wanted to know what do that mean?
Right. Just the general operational safety fitness guidelines that
from my knowledge, federal motor carrier and safety regulations is knowing exactly how much pounds and weight that goes on the vehicle, that the vehicle is expected the proper way, meaning you do a walk around, meaning you check everything, meaning the items are stacked, loaded, and secured the right way, and you don't go over the capacity of the truck that's supposed to give and take. You don't go over the weight limit of the truck because then it's a hazard. Make sure all drivers are DOT required, meaning if they need the DOT requirements, making sure every driver are employees and they are on our insurance. And basically, to my knowledge, just following the rules and regulations of the motor carrying regulations. And off the top of my head, I'm not familiar with it to just say it to you because I don't want to be wrong, but I will go over it and make it in my notes and really in the future screen my guys and teach them about it so they can all be in compliance.
Thank you. I'm really glad I asked that. It makes a lot of sense that it has to do with poundage and loading appropriately. And you're just the first applicant I've chosen to ask that about. So I appreciate the education. Thank you. My last question's a bit related. You talk about having training programs when you have employees. Can you talk about what you envision those to be like?
Okay. Training first starts from, there's some videos that I've picked up as far as the proper way to lift boxes and lift furniture, the proper way of moving furniture on the furniture supplies like the four-wheel dolly, the two-wheel dolly, making sure the furniture is wrapped safely and securely with expertise of the way I wrap items, far as using the moving blankets, wrapping the top of the furniture as well as the bottom of the furniture, and then flipping them up into a corner like a box and taping them, shrink wrapping them. If it's a glass, give and take a glass armoire. We take moving boxes, cut them, and make it the box longer and secure the glass with the, far as cover the glass with the boxes. Then we put the furniture pads on the item and then secure it with the tape and then the shrink wrap. Now, I also have harnesses that goes over your shoulders and your back that has a string, has a line in the middle, and it's a proper way that you can lift furniture with that, and it makes it easier for the workers and protect your back and yourself. Far as if a customer has oak floor, parquet floor, brand new wooden floors, we take boxes and open the boxes up and secure it on the floor as far as runways and walkways, and put blue tape down because blue tape will not stain or mess up the hardwood floors. As far as stairs, the banisters, we have special kind of wraps that has sticky stuff like vinyl, not Velcro, that we tie around the stairs railings, and we have also pads that cover the doorways and the doors for nips and bumps, so you won't damage the furniture or the customer homes. We have take ramps that covers 2 stairs, so you won't have to go up and down the 2 stairs. You just use the ramp. As far as the ramp that's on the truck, it's really tedious, but I've trained in certain companies and I got high recommendations as far as training. And training is something that's most important than anything than moving. I'd rather make sure they trained right before I put them out in the field. Because if they're not trained right and they don't know what they're doing, it can cause the customer losing items as well as me losing the business.
That was very interesting. I'm glad I asked, and I appreciate your answer and the details. Thank you very much. No further questions.
Attorney Attorney Goodwin, let's do a battery check. I know you're on a hotspot.
Yes, Commissioner. I believe we are fine for the moment to continue.
Okay, just want to. We're doing this in an unconventional manner, and I could imagine if we don't get to the meat of the issue, you guys are going to go black on us, or dark, I should say. Any more questions? Commissioners, any more questions? All right, Office of Regulatory Staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you so much. On September 13th, ORS filed a letter stating that we did not intend to file testimony regarding Christ Movers application, also informing the Commission that ORS had reviewed the application filed by Christ Movers and conducted an inspection of the applicant's records and equipment. Based on our inspection and review, the Office of Regulatory Staff is of the opinion that Christ Movers will meet the requirements of fit, willing, and able as required by the Commission's regulations. Despite not filing testimony in this matter, Mr. Thomas McGill is present and available to answer any questions the Commission may have of ORS regarding Christ Movers application and ORS's inspection of the applicant's records and equipment. I would first ask that the September 13th letter filed by the Office of Regulatory Staff be introduced in the record as the next hearing exhibit, which I believe would be hearing exhibit 8.
ORS's letter will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 8. Fellow commissioners, would anyone like to hear from Mr. McGill? It appears we do not want to hear from Mr. McGill. Is there anything else, Attorney Hare? We cannot hear you.
I'm sorry, nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Our decision will come out soon. We're adjourned.